Okay, the time has come. This week, The Rise of Skywalker comes out. Star Wars Episode 9. Been talking a lot about it on the channel this week and last week and really all year. The last Star Wars movie in Skywalker saga. Now, this video is not going to have any spoilers for the movie. We're not talking about that right now. This video is a message to not just the Star Wars fandom, not just the people who love Last Jedi or the ones who hate Last Jedi or who love the sequel trilogy or hate it, or no matter how your expectations are. This video is for everybody who's a Star Wars fan or a movie fan, and it's pretty much about what's going to happen this week and what we should do. Okay, now let me explain what I mean by that. So tonight is the LA premiere of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. People who are critics and whatnot are going to get invited to this thing. And afterward, they're going to probably go on Twitter, probably around 11 or 12 at night, maybe a little bit earlier than that, and they're going to give their thoughts on the movie. They've always done this. They did it with Endgame, Justice League. Every major movie does something like this, and with the previous Star Wars films. And that's going to be tonight. And what ended up happening with Last Jedi, for me, is I paid very close attention to these reactions, but I tried to avoid spoilers. And what had happened was a lot of the reactions from the early screenings, like the first ones, were all positive. Rian Johnson took the movie in these brilliant new directions and this, that, and the other thing. It was pretty much all positive. One or two people were kind of iffy on it, but it was pretty much all positive. And then when I saw the movie, I was tremendously disappointed because I hyped myself up. And it's my fault at the same time, but at the same time, other people were also in the same boat as me. You know, I had so much love for Rian Johnson before he made that movie, and I thought he was going to knock it out of the park, and it just wasn't for me. Now, going into Rise of Skywalker, I feel like a lot of people who did not like Last Jedi have lowered expectations. Also, I feel like people who did like Last Jedi are also going to have low expectations because this is not written and directed by Rian Johnson. So all the things they love that Rian Johnson did, no matter what you're talking about, is not going to be the same creative direction, not the same vision as Rian Johnson now that Abrams is back on board. But that's not what I want to talk about. This is all kind of building up to my point here, okay? So this week the movie's going to be out. We're going to get critics and their opinion. Then after that, there are going to be a few screenings, and then the movie actually comes out Thursday night here in the United States. If you are overseas in Australia, France, whatever, you're probably going to get it a few hours before the Americans do, and that's fine, time zones. But one thing I want to encourage people, to everybody listening to this right now, whether your expectations are high or low, and the reality is, even if you have lowered expectations, they're not that low because it is Star Wars. And the reason why I'm making this video and why so many videos have been made about these movies is because no matter how much people want to say that Last Jedi damaged the Star Wars brand, and maybe it did, Star Wars is always, well, maybe not always, but it's just a very powerful thing. And people are interested in this movie because even the ones who didn't like Last Jedi are going to wonder, can this movie save the franchise? So all those dudes who hated the last movie are still going to be curious about this one, and you can't blame them. That's how it is. I'm telling you right now, trust me on this one. Don't listen to anybody talk about this movie and give their opinion until you see it first. Hear me out on that. Just hold on. Listen to what I have to say. The problem with this movie, and I'm already predicting this now, and damn it, I will shave my head if I'm wrong about this. No, I'm not going to go that far. Look, I don't know about shaving my head, but I will bet money that come next Monday, I'm going to be 100% right about this one. Trust me. Let me explain why I'm telling you that. Now, you're probably thinking, well, wait a minute. Aren't you going to do a review on the movie? Should we not listen to you? Well, if you value my opinion, for sure. But let me explain what I mean, though, because you don't have to listen to me. Let me explain why I'm even saying this. The problem with Rise of Skywalker is that after The Last Jedi and the past 2 years that we've had talking about Star Wars, talking about fans, the fandom, Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, etc., 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 all the different YouTube channels. You've got all the different websites doing their reviews and you know, whatnot, their articles. Here's what you have to be careful with. Because this has been an ongoing problem now all year with other movies, and it's going to really happen with this one. I fucking promise you. People have agendas now. Things are not going to be the same for this film. This film is not going to save the fandom or unite the fandom. I mean, let me take that back. I don't think it will. If it does, I'd be surprised. And I'm going to tell you why. Because people have agendas now. Whether it be one side who is saying, screw Disney, screw Lucasfilm, we don't care about this movie, we're going to boycott it. And then when they go see the movie, they're going to find ways to trash it. What this is, folks, this is basically confirmation bias. If you're going into this movie looking for things to dislike, you're going to end up not liking the movie as much as you would have. This is human nature. So if you've got reviewers who are reviewing this movie who are already writing it off as being trash, which again, I've been one of the ones who has not been happy with the leaks, but I'm still going to give it a chance. But there's going to be people out there who have agendas. They want Star Wars to fail. There are people who want this movie to fail. At the same time, listen to what I'm telling you, there are people who are on the opposite side who are going to do whatever it takes to make sure this movie succeeds. I'm talking about the people who have been paid off by Disney, and yeah, they're out there. The articles, the quote SJWs, as people call them. I'm not calling them that, but you've got one side calling the other side SJW, then you've got that side calling the other side toxic and incels and all this stupid label bullshit that I'm so tired of on the internet. I'm so sick of this shit. Because both sides are acting like fucking clowns. So you're going to have one side who's going to, just like with Last Jedi, oh, this movie was very bold and Rian Johnson, made this movie, and took Star Wars to new heights. And then when I watched it, I'm like, no, he didn't. He didn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the other side who is going to constantly talk about, oh, they're woke and Rey is a Mary Sue and this, that, and the third, which, I mean, she kind of is, but even if you don't think she is, right? It doesn't matter. That's not what we're talking about here. People are going to drop their reviews when this movie comes out. Everyone's going to have an opinion. Every YouTube channel's going to cover it. Everyone. And I'm telling you right now, some of them, not all of them, some of them are going to have an agenda. Some are going to go into this movie wanting to love it. Some are going to go into this movie wanting to hate it. And they're going to have their confirmation bias confirmed in the movie. So when they do their review, it's going to match up with whatever they wanted to feel going in. Unless the movie does a good job of reversing their opinion, which could happen. I mean, that could genuinely happen. Will it happen, though? The point is that no matter what, everyone who reviews this film is going to have some kind of opinion going into it, because this is the 9th movie in Star Wars. It's not the first one. It's not the second. It's not even the first sequel trilogy one or the first reboot. It is the last one of the, quote, numbered sagas, even though they're probably going to come back and do more later. So I'm telling everybody right now, and I know, and the problem is that some of you listening are going to fall for this very trick. I'm telling you right now, because this is not your fault. This is human nature. This is human nature, right? You're going to go into this movie, you're going to hear Collider or whatever. Let's just go back to Last Jedi, right? Oh, this is a great movie, and then you're going to see it and you're going to hate it. Or you're going to agree with what they say, or you're going to see a review and say this movie's trash. Then you're going to go into it and it's going to confirm the trashness, or you're going to think they're wrong. So what I'm trying to say is this, go see the movie for yourself if you want to. You don't have to go see anything. If you actually want to boycott this thing and not see it, that's fine. But I wouldn't trust any reviewer. Don't trust anybody when it comes to this, unless the person who is reviewing the film is someone who you agree with ideologically, if you know their ideals, and someone who you know is going to keep it real. That's as far as it goes. If you're talking to somebody who has an agenda, whether it be a political one or a reviewer who has a history of having an agenda, Grace Randolph, they're going to have a different opinion than somebody who has a different agenda. If you think that Disney is constantly pushing a certain narrative down people's throats, a certain political view, you might go into this movie and pick apart all the little things that make you think about that, and vice versa. So what I'm trying to tell you is be careful with that. Be real careful with it, because this civil war is not going to end. And the problem going on right now is that people have agendas, and because of that, people are going to pick sides, when in reality, I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm going to go see this movie, and I'm going to want to like it, but I'm also going in with low expectations, right? Like, I want it to be good, but I'm going in with low expectations. At the end of the day, I think I'm probably going to end up not hating this movie. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm probably not going to hate it as much as Last Jedi. But I'm probably not going to think that it's a good finale to this saga. We'll see. This is just me kind of, knowing myself. And, they always say know thyself. You should have self-awareness. I'm not looking for any kind of SJW message. If it's hammered over the head in the movie, I'm sure I'll talk about it in my review on Thursday night. I'm not looking for any woke anything, but at the same time, I'm not looking for the opposite either. I'm looking for a good story, good performances, an adventure, action, and fun. That's all I want. I don't care about agendas, but there's reviewers out there who do, and I'm just telling you, you got to be careful. I would just go see the movie for yourself and then see what you think. That's my message to you. Like I said, tonight there's going to be a lot of early reviews and early reactions, and I'm not going to believe any of them. Yes, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to keep up with it. Like, I'm going to keep up with what people say. But I am not going to believe a word they say, dude. Because, look, I got burned on Last Jedi, and it just wasn't for me. But, and I know some of y'all agree, but some people like it. And if you do, that's cool. That's fine. But I'm just letting you know, people have agendas. They want the movie to flop. They want the movie to succeed. I just want to be entertained, because I'm the one paying the money to see this thing. See what I'm saying? Anyways, that's it. I love you all, no matter how you feel about this saga. It's a big deal. This is a big movie, yo. This is a very big movie. And it's going in it's a split fandom right now. Some of it's political, some of it's not. And I just, it's one of those things where it's a pretty big deal. And that's why I even made this video. And I want people to kind of see where I'm coming from on that. So thanks again, and we'll talk soon. And I love y'all. Like I said, no matter what your opinion is of these movies, I still love you, because you're a person and you bring value to the world. Unless you don't, but most people do. Talk to you soon.